Hey everyone, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I am Ashley Greenwood from Three Little Greenwoods Creations, and today we are going to be making a beautiful fall wreath using two of my most favorite colors. So come on in. I am live on Facebook and TikTok at the same time, and these videos will also be reposted on my YouTube channel, so make sure you're following me on all the places. If you want to learn more about wreath making, I am your girl, so hit that follow button so that you won't miss anything that we are about to do. Now, fall. I love fall. It's so colorful. I've got my cute little fall t-shirt on this morning. We're going to be using two of my most favorite colors to make a big, full fall wreath. We're going to be using this really pretty kind of orangey red and sunflowers to match. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Guys, let me know where you are watching from. I love seeing where everyone is. And if you're watching right now, chances are you might be watching the replay over on my Facebook channel, which is Three Little Greenwoods. So just clear all that housekeeping stuff up. Let me move some things out of the way. So here's what we're working with. Let me pick all this goodness up. Hello, Tammy in Missouri. I'm so glad you're here. Always love seeing you guys. Eastern Tennessee. So here is all of the goodness that we're going to be using. Yellow sunflowers, kind of a burnt orange hydrangea. We've got some fall leaves in greenery, and we have my most famous ficus, one that I love and I use all the time. Hello, Tammy from North Carolina on Facebook. I'm so glad you guys are hanging out. Let's move this out of the way for just a minute while we talk about the wreath that I am using. So I've got it hanging up on my wreath easel. Let me move it over here so you can see. If you look closely, you're gonna see it is an evergreen wreath base. Yeah, you can use evergreen wreath bases to make beautiful wreaths for all of the seasons, and that's what we're gonna do today. Here is my super awesome black and white buffalo check bow. I love this print. It's a little bit modern because it's on a diagonal, so give me some hearts if you are just loving this bow. I just have it attached right now just to get it out of the way because we have to add some more greenery to cover up all of that evergreen, because you know we can't have a lot of it showing. If a little bit is showing, it is not a big deal. Let me move my wreath easel out of the way. Guys, you always want to know where my wreath easel is from, so if you will just, if you're on Facebook, just leave me a comment and I'll send you the link. I got it off of Etsy. I love it. It is my most favorite thing. One of my most favorite things. So let's get started adding some more greenery. You can see I've already got a good bit of ficus in here, but it is a little bit, it needs some help. So let's add some more ficus to it. This is ficus. It is variegated ficus. Now, this is a little bit tricky for you to find. I do have it in my Amazon storefront. This actually came from Sims Pottery, so if you have a wholesale account, make sure you get on their list, because they're amazing. You can find ficus anywhere. You don't have to use the variegated. They have ficus at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, probably Joann's too, so check them out. I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. First, I'll cut this big piece off, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Going to cut the top piece off, just like right here, and then the bottom piece. Ficus is awesome because it takes up a lot of visual space. It's a really nice color to add to your wreaths, and it's all wired, which means you can bend it any which way you want to, which makes me happy. So there's a couple of spaces that as I am looking at it, I see I need to fill in some spaces, so let's do that right now. Hello, Jenny from South Carolina. I'm so glad you're watching. Guys, I am in South Carolina. I am a former kindergarten teacher turned wreath maker, and now I'm combining my love of teaching with all of you. So here we go. I'm gonna take my ficus. Let me put this just down just a little bit so my Facebook friends can see what I am doing. Let me do the same with TikTok so you guys can see what's going on. There we go. So I'm gonna take my ficus and take the stem, and I will dip it into my glue skillet that is off camera. It is simply a small electric skillet filled with incredibly hot melted glue. I'm gonna stick it in and then twist one of these pine tines around it. That really secures it in place. All right, I'm looking for some more really bare spots. Now this does not have to be perfect, so do not stress if you're looking at this and you're in the middle and it's looking a little bit wonky. It's okay. We can always fix anything. I also need to add some more to the inside of the wreath. So I'm going to take a couple of these and put it in. This is just adding a layer of greenery to my wreath. I like to use at least 2 different greeneries when I am making a wreath, but there is no set rule. I like to use 2 because it adds a lot of texture and some different colors in it, but you know, use what you've got. Remember, we're all about having fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. Here is my hot glue. I'm going to stick it in over here, and as I stick it in, I'm going to wrap it with a piece of this evergreen to really make sure it holds into place. Now the hot glue melts the evergreen. It like, and it is not going to move. So keep that in mind. It's pretty good stuff. Ouch. Trapped. Hot glue is hot, guys. I have to say though, I don't get burned nearly as much using a hot glue skillet as I did when I was just using a glue gun. Can anybody else testify? All right, let's move my hot glue skillet over just a little bit. I don't want to get my wreath on it. And we need to add some more color, some more greenery. All right, so this is very leggy. It's got lots of, I don't know what to call it. It's got a big stem on it, right? But it doesn't have a ton of greenery, but that's okay because it's gonna lay really nicely inside all of that evergreen. Now this came from Sims Pottery, which is a wholesale company. I bought a ton of it last year and didn't use very much. So we're using what we have, right? Just like that. Let me swipe over. Hello, Candy from north of Chicago. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Jacqueline. And Brooke from Houston. I bet it is smoking hot where you are today. I had to turn the ceiling fan on up here because it's getting hot. So here's my plan. I'm going to take this stem and I am going to evenly go around the outside of my evergreen, just spacing this out. And it's got such a long stem on it. I'm just going to dip it in the hot glue and then put it into that evergreen. And it's just going to melt real good. Twist a little bit of evergreen around it. All right, just like this. So let's go all the way around. As I am doing this, I can kind of see, or I can place it in between the ficus that's already on there. Make sure that you're going, I am going in a clockwise rotation, okay? Sometimes I get distracted and I mess that up. I'm gonna try really hard not to do that this time. Hey Katniss, how are you? Hello Catherine in New Orleans. Hot and humid. Yeah. Fall is a-coming, y'all. It's coming. It's just not gonna be here for a little while. Spinning this around. So my daughter is wanting to start decorating for Halloween. I'm like, baby, I can't decorate for Halloween quite yet. Halloween starts on October 1st. We gotta get through September. You know what I'm saying? Katniss, I am great. I'm doing good. I'm trying to make new things to list in my Etsy shop. Guys, if you do not know, I have an Etsy shop where I sell wreaths and bows for all the seasons. And I'd love for you to check it out. Okay. This one fell off, so I'm just gonna cut this right here. Hello, Brandy. How you doing today? Guys, if you are one of my regulars and you really look forward to Bow Making Monday, this Monday I'm gonna be a little bit late. One of my boys has to go get an eye exam, and you know, I gotta go with him. So I'm gonna be just a little bit late next Monday. Oh, to decorate with her, you and your mother would start 3 months ahead and make a 8 by 12 foot pirate ship. Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing. She would love that. I told her that we were gonna put little ghosties on the front porch because that looks really, really fun. Okay, spinning it around. Just adding this really fun, it's kind of like boxwood. It's kind of like fall boxwood. Last year I bought a ton. Gosh, y'all, seriously. Sorry. I will call him back as soon as I am off with you. There are always children wanting and needing something. Okay, so here's what we've got. That's pretty already. Let's add some to the inside. My business is named after my 3 children. So if you ever wonder where I got the name 3 Little Greenwoods from, it's from my children. When they were really little, I got the privilege to be able to be a stay-at-home mama for about 2 years. And I started a blog. The college boy is on TikTok saying he doesn't always need something. Yes, you do. I'll call you back later. I promise. He's calling to chit chat. And I do love chit chatting with my boy. Because I know one day, really soon, he's not going to have time for me. And then I'm going to be sad. All right, let's put some of this on the inside. I want you to know that I am bending this up like this so that it pops off from the wreath base, okay? Y'all, I think it's funny that he knows if I don't answer his phone call that I am probably unalive, because that's what's usually happening. Okay, give it a good bend, just like this. And remember, I'm running this stem up into the evergreen. As soon as it hits the evergreen, it's going to melt. And yeah, there are going to be a lot of stems sticking out of the back of this design, but that's okay. We can clean them up. And if I want to, I can cover up the back with some large leftover leaves. All right, let me do one more. We're going to hang this thing up. That is very pretty. So this is just the base. We just use some variegated ficus and some of this really pretty fall boxwood. Love it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a hanger on the back of this so that I can hang it up on my wreath easel. Here's how I make a hanger for the back of my wreaths. Hey Julie, thank you. Julie says it's gorgeous already. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a little U shape. And then, okay, let me do it on the back. I don't think I can explain it without showing it. So here's the back of my wreath. You see it's an evergreen wreath. Oh my goodness, Tammy says that if she doesn't answer her phone, her children say that her only job is to be my mom. Oh my gosh, that sounds like something my children would say. All right, so I'm going to guide this up under the wire, just like that with my loop right here, okay? Then I'm gonna twist the two loose ends together really tightly. Okay, so I have a loop on the bottom and a loop on the top. I'm just going to pull the top loop into the bottom loop. Just like that. Easy peasy. Now let's move the wreath easel over. And I'm going to adjust my camera angle in just a second, because I know that you guys are probably having a hard time seeing what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Let's pull that up. Oh, Kami says it's sad, but she still calls when she needs her mama. I hope that mine always do that too. All right, so here's what we have so far. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go ahead and attach the bow, because this is a big, beautiful bow that I made earlier. It's going to take up a lot of space, which is a good thing, because relatively speaking, ribbon doesn't cost a lot. So I like big bows. I'm going to place it about right here at the 10 o'clock spot. Oh my goodness, this is such a pretty bow. I'm going to tighten it down, but not too much, okay? We don't want it to be so tight that it sucks the bow in. It's not the look we're going for. We twist it on the back. Just like that. Move it down a little bit for you guys. Okay, so now let's add some color. I'm going to start with my big hydrangeas first. These came from Michael's several years ago. They're a really pretty kind of burnt. They have a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow in them. They're not like a bright red hydrangea. They're very fall-y looking. They were actually in the fall section. So I'm going to cut these off. I love the leaves. So these leaves would be great for putting on the back of the wreath, just to cover everything up. And you could also add them into the design, because they would be really pretty. How much would I sell this for? So here's how I figure out how much I would sell it for. I add up all of my tags. I put them in a little bucket of everything that I've used. And when I'm finished, I add all of it up using the retail value, not the 70% off that I got it on sale, the retail value. And then I times it by 3, and that includes the free shipping, because shipping's not free. It's not free. That's how I come up with the price. Now, different wreath makers do it different ways. That is just the easiest for me. Math is not my gift, so I like easy. I just times it by 3. Okay, so we have 5 hydrangeas. Let's go ahead and start adding them. I'm gonna add the first one on top of this bow. Notice how long I keep the stems. I'm gonna give it a really good bend. Dip it into my hot glue. I'm gonna go on top of that bow. Just like that. There we go. Now these have to be spaced out evenly, so we have to really pay attention to where they're going. I'm gonna make a triangle first. So I'll put one here, and then one over here, and then one down here. Remember, I am also going with the grain clockwise rotation, okay? Hey, Jennifer. I'm glad you could join us today. Guys, I sent out an email, so hopefully you guys got an email letting you know that I was getting ready to go live. Let me hold that where I want it. Hold on. I want to hold it in place for just a second. Okay, that's good. All right, and then I'm going to put one down here. Remember, I'm making a triangle. There we go. Now we have 2 left. We'll put them right there and right there. One's going to go under the bow. Just a little bit. And then this one's going to go right over here. Remember, take your stems, give them a bend. Hey, Sheila. Sheila says she always enjoys my videos. Thank you so much. Guys, listen, I am planning a membership for Christmas. It's just 8 weeks, and we're going to be making all sorts of things, all sorts of good things for our homes to decorate with for Christmas. So make sure you get on the wait list for that. You can find the link for the mini membership. It is in my profile on TikTok where the link is. And if you're on Facebook, it is also in my Facebook. It's pinned to the top of Facebook. Hey, Murray. Murray. I'm so glad I caught you live. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to hold on to these. I may add them to the design, or I may use them for the back. So don't ever throw away good leaves, okay? Don't ever do it. Next, let's add our sunflowers. Now, these are nice and big sunflowers. They are going to take up a lot of space, which is exactly what I want. These are from various places. Honestly, I just went over to my warehouse space, which is the room over the garage that used to be the children's playroom, and I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. So there's some from Pioneer, I think. This came from Walmart. All sorts of places. Just look for good sunflowers. Now, these leaves, they're not so awesome, so I'm not even going to use them. I'm going to push them down and out of the way. Just like that. All right, let's cut these sunflowers off. We're really going to fill this up with these sunflowers. They look a little bit different, and that's okay. Let's just add adding some interest. Well, those are pretty. Let's cut these off. There are a couple of different sizes. That's perfectly fine because it adds more interest what you're doing. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? So let's glue this back together because we're not going to waste anything. You can see that the little brown fuzzy center came off of this. We're just going to grab some hot glue, put that on there, and carefully pop this little fuzziness back on without getting burned. Just like that. So I have 4 that are the same. So let's put those on first. And then we can fill in with our smaller ones. Again, I'm keeping my stems really long. Yes, they're going to poke out of the back of the evergreen, but I can fix it by just trimming them off. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Take your long stem, dip it into your hot glue. If you do not have a hot glue skillet, that's okay. Just use a glue gun. I'm going to hold this in place for just a second. Now, remember, we don't want all of our flowers, all of our sunflowers to be facing head on. Flowers grow in all different directions. So this one is a little too facing forward to me. I'm going to try to fix that later. But the other ones need to be cockeyed, looking this way, looking that way. They don't have to be looking straight ahead. You don't want them looking like eyeballs. I'm going to take this and run it through that evergreen. I didn't like that one. If you don't like something, it is okay to pull it out. Let's try that again. All right, Tammy says, how do I fix styrofoam berry picks that have flaked off in transport? That's a great question. Grab a black Sharpie or a red Sharpie or orange Sharpie or a brown Sharpie and just take that little white styrofoam and dot, dot, dot the Sharpie on top of it, and you'll never know. It's a very good question, my friend. I'm going to use a piece of this to hold this up. You're welcome, Tammy. I actually need to get some different colors. There we go. I need to get some different colors of Sharpies for that exact reason. Does anyone else have any suggestions for how to fix berries that the styrofoam is showing? Let us know in the comments. Hold on, I'm trying to run it up. Oh, there we go. There we go. You're making them look different ways. Just like that. And I have one more space down here for this one. Very, very pretty. Now let's add our little yellow ones, our smaller days, our smaller sunflowers. Let me count them just to make sure I kind of know where they need to be placed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. I love odd numbers. Odd numbers make me happy. So let's first give some attention to the bow. I'm going to put one over here on that side of the bow. Let me choose a really long one. we can have a sunflower coming out, and I'm going to hold it in place until the glue just sets for just a few minutes. So who loves this color combination that's this red and yellow with a black and white? Hello, Marion. I'm so glad you caught me live. She said she's coming on late. That's okay. You can always go back and watch the replay on Facebook. Let me add these first before I get crazy with my little sunflowers. So this is 3 pieces of Queen Anne's lace. Came from the Hobby Lobby. It's a leftover bush. You guys know that we love leftover bushes. And there were 3 pieces, which makes me very happy. I'm actually going to use this greenery that I don't think looks very good, just to kind of fill up some of the space. You can see I've got the greenery on the bottom. Hey, Marie. Marie says she just jumped on. I'm so glad you're here. So, and this is another piece of Queen Anne's lace. I believe this is what this is called. Can I get a confirmation? Helen says this has given her new ideas. Good. That's why we watch things like this, right? I love watching other wreath makers create because it gives me ideas. All right, 3 pieces. Let's go ahead and add this in, and we got to put it in a triangle. So let's figure it out before we start putting things there. I want one here because that's a really dark space. I want one here, and let's put one coming out down here. Here's the first one. This is the biggest one. I'm going to put it at the top. I love creating designs from pieces that are just left over hanging around in my workshop. It makes me super, super happy. Ooh, that's really pretty. Oh my goodness. Now this one I'm going to put up under the bow, over here to the side. Maybe like right there. There we go. Very, very pretty. Okay, now let's come in with our sweet little smaller sunflowers. I'm going to put one on top of the bow. Let's put one coming off right here. Making sure I get in that evergreen, okay? It's got to have something to stick to. Let's put one down here. I have 3 pieces left. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so I can get a better idea of where I need to put the next one. Let's put one right there. Put one up under the bow. Let's put one right up here. All right, so let's take a step back and just see what's going on. It is pretty full, but it needs some more fullness. Let's use this. This is one of the things that we all buy, right? Because we think, ooh, that's really pretty. I bet I could use this. And I have not been able to come up with a design to use this bush. So let's add it in here. We've got the yellows, we've got the oranges, we've got little bits of red. It's gonna add some more movement and it's gonna fill in the wreath, which is what we want. This is a green sticker on it, so it may have come from Greenery Market. I have no idea. I got it from my D-stash. I know y'all have heard me talk about my D-stash. There was a lady that was going out of the wreath business and she just wanted to get rid of her things. And I was there for her. I took all her stuff. I paid for all her stuff. And some of it was just okay and some of it was amazing. So always be on the lookout for a D-stash, someone that's getting rid of their things. It is a great way to get some really good product. All right, here we go. Let's start adding this all around. Sarah said she would love if that happened to her. Yeah, I was on Facebook Marketplace one day and I saw her post. And I was like, yes, please. I'll be happy to come and get whatever you don't want. I'm gonna start by adding this to the back around the outside of the wreath. Give us some little pokiness going around. Let's put one back behind the bow before I forget about the bow. There we go. We're just building up the back, the layers. You love the plaid. Yeah, I love the plaid too. Hey guys, thanks for sharing this video with others. I see that several of you have done that and I really, really appreciate it. It just shoots it out to more people that would like to learn about wreath making. Okay, so I think I've got enough going around. Let's put one more up here. Need to put a few in the middle. Super cute. It really goes in this, which makes me very happy. I've been holding onto this bush, not really knowing what to do with it. Just bouncing this around. Making sure that your eye just travels around the wreath as you look at it. Let's put one up under here. One, oh, drat. I'll fix that later. Be careful with your flowers, guys. You can pull them apart. There we go. All right, I have more of this, so let's just finish using it. Hey, I'll be happy to tell you what wreath base I am using. So this is a 20-inch evergreen wreath base. When I say evergreen, I mean that it's a Christmas base. That's what that is. Helen, you are right. Helen says hydrangeas are the worst for the blossoms pulling off or just flat out falling off. You are totally correct. I'm modifying this piece just a little bit. Let me show you that one more time. I like the color of this bush, but I don't really care for how leggy it is. So I'm going to modify it. I'm going to pop off this top leaf, cut the stem a little bit shorter, and then glue it back together. So it's a little bit more bunchy. Let's do another one. Pop it off first, give it a cut. It just makes it a little bit manageable. All right, now, let that dry for a bit. I'm still looking for holes, and I'm probably gonna be looking for holes after this live is over. That's okay, I'll go back and fill them in. Sometimes it's hard to really see what's going on when you're so close to something. I always encourage you guys to take pictures of things, because your pictures are really going to show you what you're missing. Okay, I think I need some more up here. Let's put one over here behind this sunflower. I think I need a lot more of that greenery, so I'm just gonna walk right over there and grab another bush. Hold, please. So here's what the bush looks like. What do I do with my wreaths that haven't sold? How long do I hold on to them, or do I take them and reuse them? That is a very good question. So I do have some wreaths that I've had for quite a while that haven't sold yet. First off, I never take them off Etsy. Like right now, you may be thinking that no one's buying a summer wreath because summer's almost over. People will buy summer wreaths. People will buy Christmas wreaths in January, in July. People will buy fall wreaths in March. So I don't ever take them off. I just leave them there. But if I do have a wreath that maybe I made when I first started and it's looking pretty sad and I know I could do better, I just either take it all apart and try it again, or add more greenery or more florals to it to make it better. But that's just your decision. But before you do something like that, you really need to make sure that, I'm assuming you're listing on Etsy. That's where I shop. That's where I have my shop. You need to make sure that your listing is optimized with great keywords, fantastic pictures. I've had a lot of people reach out to me asking if I would do an Etsy shop critique for them. And if you are interested in that, just send me a direct message, either on TikTok or Facebook, and I will get you that link. Hey, Tony. Because sometimes it's not that your wreath is awful. Sometimes it's no one can find it because you're not doing the right things to get your listing seen. I hope that makes sense. Oh, Leslie, you're so sweet. Leslie says, I am a good teacher. Thanks for all the tips. You are very, very welcome. How's all my friends on Facebook doing today? I'm trying to bring on the fall by wearing my fall t-shirt. People were looking at me a little crazy at the Hobby Lobby, but that's okay. We don't care, right? All right, so I'm taking these little pieces that I just modified, and I'm gonna go back in and start putting them around the outside, because I think that's where I'm really kind of missing some stuff. And like I said, I may still be working on this, once we get off, because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing if I'm away from the wreath a little bit. Okay. Hey Mary, so glad to see you. Do I still have a code for Peach Marketplace? Actually, if you go to my Peach Marketplace is where I get all my super cute t-shirts. And I think they're having a free shipping sale or something. I just got an email about it. They have the cutest holiday t-shirts ever. Really cute fall ones this year. You can find my link on TikTok by going to where the link is. Everybody knows where that is. And scrolling down until you see Peach Marketplace, or my favorite t-shirt shop. I think that's what it says. Hello, Beck. I'm so glad you're here. We are finishing up a really pretty fall wreath. I'm just adding some more greenery because I think it needs a little bit more. Like right there. I just have a few pieces left. I'm trying to keep going in my clockwise rotation. I'm lifting all that up so I can get up in there. Remember, I gotta hit evergreen or it's not gonna have anything to stick to. Let's do one more. Oh my gosh, I love this bow. All right, I'm calling it done for now. Thanks, Martha. Martha says, I'm amazing with flowers. You are so sweet and so kind. I've had a lot of practice. Listen, it's so much fun to play with flowers. I just want to remind you that it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just having fun. We are making things that we love and that we enjoy, okay? Okay, let's see. Tony has a question. How come you put so much on your wreaths? Must be why I'm not selling. When you say so much on your wreaths, you mean like all the flowers and all the greenery? Is that what you're talking about, Tony? Because when you, there's a fine line in between not putting enough and it looking really sparse and not full and beautiful. And then the other side of that line is just going crazy and you've got so much on your wreath that you have to price it so high that people it may be out of your price zone for your customers. I hope that makes sense. Angela says it makes it look full and beautiful. Yeah, it does. It really does. And people want something that looks special and beautiful, and they want something that neighbors can see from the street. Hey Tammy, I promise I will respond to you. I saw your message. Tammy is asking about my Etsy shop critique. I will be sending out those messages probably this afternoon as I get settled down for the day. So just keep waiting. I promise it's coming. All right, guys, so let's take a close look at what we have done, because I love to show you guys close. Oh my goodness. Look how thick it is. Cannot see the evergreen. I love that bow. Oh my gosh. Check out all that color. That's gorgeous. It's so pretty. This would look really great on a white front door, a black front door. I have a red front door and I typically have a kind of a hard time finding a wreath that would look great on my red front door, but this would be so pretty, especially the bow. The bow is what makes it really, really pop. All right, everyone, I am signing off so I can make an afternoon snack for my school children that are about to be home. They have requested cheesesteaks. Cause you know, who doesn't want a cheesesteak on a Thursday afternoon? Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Just a reminder, I will not be live at 10 o'clock on Monday morning. One of my boys has an eye exam. That's my bow making Monday. I'll be out live a little bit later, so just be patient with me, okay? Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it. It's always so much fun hanging out with you instead of just hanging out by myself. So take care, and I will see you on Monday for Bow Making Monday, just a little bit later. Have a great afternoon, guys, and have a good weekend.